pasa?
Es que me voy a tomar una foto tomándome. ¿Cómo necesito internet?
Internet. ¿Tú tienes internet?
Hotspot. Hotspot.
¿Tú tienes?
No, el tuyo. Necesito de tu internet. Hotspot.
Pero mi live, por.
Ok.
Sí.
Sí, señor.
How we doing, fam? Live. Trying to get this video correct. I don't have anybody watching live right now, but I have this Chinese phone, Xiaomi, that I'm using. First time going live with it and trying to make sure the video is filming correctly. Live here in Cartagena. How are we doing today? Also notice a little bit of a delay. I hope everybody can hear me correctly. I'm gonna get it up a little bit and walk around, do a little filming. Man, I do not know what to talk about today. I'm just relaxing. Yesterday would have been a better day on Sunday to go out to the beach. It was a lot of families out here, but to be honest with you, I was with friends and family yesterday, and so they were doing a lot of video, like barbecue, partying, at the house. So I didn't get a chance to really come to the beach yesterday. It would have been awesome. A lot of good content at the beach, but I decided to just stay local in Cartagena and not venture out. It's a lot of partying, laughing, family visiting from other areas, a lot of drinking and stuff. So we just kind of stay local and chill. But it's a beautiful day on Monday here in Cartagena. Let me go for a walk. I don't know if you guys can hear me because of the ocean sound, but I'll try to talk over it. Like I said, this is my last day before heading back to the States, and so I just wanted to enjoy a little bit of sun. It's a beautiful day out here um, in Cartagena and Beach Hollywood. Oh, let me get away from this music so I don't get red flagged here. Definitely don't want to get a copyright strike because of any live music being played in the background. I guess they're going out too far because of the riptide, so the lifeguards are telling them to come back closer. So I want to do a quick video today, maybe 10-15 minutes, kind of showing you how beautiful it is. And this is just a Monday. Weather's always nice, about 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, every pretty much every day of the year. It's going to be about 85 degrees. And I don't know, maybe in the summer it may even get up to 90, but that's the weather here. Very hot and humid, very similar to Florida weather. I don't know if you guys can hear me over the ocean sounds here. I wonder what they're pulling in. Are they pulling in fish or something today? Anyway, I'm gonna head back. Got some food ordered, some roja mojada, red fish, probably with some salad and um, patacones or something. I don't know. So it's been a lot going on politically, man, across the world. Try not to get too much into the politics, but it's a lot. It's going to be interesting how this affects travel to a lot of countries, not only like Latin America, Asia, Africa, even Europe right now. Um, a lot of countries are, rephasing their travel and their immigration policies, and so requiring visas. Some countries are still visa free depending on the country, or visa upon entry depending on the country that you're from. If you're from like the EU, America, Canada, Australia, some countries are still visa free or visa upon entry, but scrutinized travel is a lot more, which is very interesting. I just think that everything is getting so political, and now you're seeing so many different world leaders are beefing. It's going to affect ordinary people like you and I, how we travel. I definitely would encourage people to travel more lightly, not bring so many things because things will be scrutinized. Sometimes you will be pulling immigration in question. It just depends if you're red flag for whatever reason. Sometimes they randomize and just pull people, or a group of people to a back room and, check passports and ask them a few questions. Um, and so I don't want to discourage anyone from traveling. You should definitely still do that, but just make sure that you're, complying with not only the local laws, but international laws. Make sure you're not bringing anything that you shouldn't have. Make sure that you keep your background clean. Um, I know that with, like, for example, Brazil, they're now requiring a visa. I had to get mine about a month ago, and they go through your background. They do background checks. And so now that with America doing, you know, very tightened screening, and they're requiring certain countries to have visas, other countries are doing the same thing. I don't know if that's fair or not. Some people say yeah, yes. Some people say no. Regardless, if you're a traveler like myself, then you have to make sure that you have those visas in order, or you save enough money, extra money for those visas, and make sure you do your research before you plan your trip. In case you definitely need a visa, then you want to, if you can get it ahead of time, that's always better. But if it's visa upon arrival, then you don't have to worry about that. You just have to pay the visa fee. I've been a traveler for over 20 years, so um, I enjoy traveling. Some countries over and over again. I go to new countries. I also go to some repeated visits for various reasons. But just make sure you guys are, prepared for the different travel expenses and things you have to have. And so I know with this particular country I'm in, you have to do your check mid, and I believe you still have to do what I do, not only on my entry but also my exit. And it's helped me to have very smooth travel experience. So again, this is my last day here. Been here for a couple of weeks, been enjoying it. It's been a long, hard year, stressful, a lot of working. And so it's good anytime you can get away, whether it's for a couple of weeks, a month or two, before you have to get back into the grind. And so what was interesting is that I'm learning that a lot of expats, white, black, Latino, Asian, a lot of, I can speak from an American standpoint, a lot of expats are exploring moving out of America, whether it's temporary for a year or more or less, and they're traveling to other countries, whether it's Thailand, Cambodia, Philippines, Colombia, Brazil, El Salvador, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Belize, or even going to other countries like Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. They're exploring options, Panama, and so you have your digital nomads. You also have the people who are traveling for retirement. But I'm noticing what's going on in Mexico right now, where they're protesting a lot of, I guess, expats coming into the country. They feel like they're driving up the prices. I don't know. I have my feelings on that. Maybe to a micro level, it could be driving up prices a little bit, but on a micro scale, on a macro scale, I don't believe they're largely doing that. Sometimes people want to blame and have excuses for why prices are going up, but it's a number of reasons. It could be inflation, it could be the economy. Yes, you will have groups of people, whether it's from Europe, the United States, or America, that are traveling to certain countries for vacation or expating, but they're not necessarily the sole factor of driving up the prices in those countries. Sometimes it's the policies, it's the economic policy, it's the planning. It's also, can you blame a foreigner if they're getting the gringo price? They don't price themselves. So if They go to hotels, Airbnbs, restaurants. They buy stuff on the streets, souvenirs, and they don't pay local prices. They pay more, double, triple sometimes. Can you blame them for paying the gringo price? It's not their fault, you know? And if they're bringing money into the economy, are they the problem? Where the locals may say yes because it's getting so expensive for us to live there, but is that really the traveler's fault? Or is that the local government? So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I just say live and let live, man. Asias la vida. That's life, you know? And so just make sure you do good unto others. You know those golden rules. Make sure you pay your debts, whether it's to society or your bills. And when you're traveling, make sure you treat people well. You know, you pay them well. And even people are against tipping culture. I'm not. Me personally, I support tipping culture. Maybe because I'm Gen X, I'm an X-man, I support tipping. I believe you take care of the people who take care of you. So even though in a lot of countries, maybe tipping may not be the norm, but even here in Latin America, if it's not the norm for people to pay tips, they definitely put it on your tab when you pay that bill. They have automatic 18 to 20 or 22% added on there. So in those circumstances, yeah, you don't have to pay the tip extra because it's already added in your bill. You have to read your receipt. But if it's not added in, I believe you should pay it forward. You should take care of people, right? Is that driving up the local economy in a negative way? I think it's driving it up in a good way because you're helping taking care of other people and their families. So I don't know. I just have very positive outlook and not just a negative one. But I feel like now everybody's becoming xenophobic and they're becoming uber sensitive. And I think because you see these political leaders, you know, all these political leaders are very old and they're fighting with each other. You know what I'm saying? And they're beefing, and that causes stress onto the local people, and everybody wants to blame each other. I say just work hard, take care of your family. But if you're a political person, then you have to fight that from a political level. You know what I'm saying? Like who you vote for or who you support. You know, you can't really blame travelers and tourists and foreigners because they're bringing money into that economy. They're paying their debt. And it's not like they're living here for free. It's not like they're not paying for their own medical or their own expenses. So I can see how that would exhaust the economy and that would promote people not wanting foreigners to come in. But if you're spending money, good hard-earned money, I don't see that as a problem. That's my take on it. And I know that this issue is very complex, a lot more complex than what we're talking about. But, you know, because it's multi-tiered, but just on a simplistic way, I say just let people live and enjoy their life, you know. But anyway, guys, you guys take care. I'm going to check and see if my food is here and relax a little bit. And take care from TheGlobeSpinner.